Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks, a YouTube channel dedicated to smartwatches and smartwatch technology. And we've got a box that looks like it's been around the world. In fact, looks like it's been to the World Cup and back again. And inside it got a makeover with a watch face cover and straps designed for World Cup participation. That's right, this is a World Cup special watch, and it's available from Banggood. Have you got your favorite team? Well, they probably have a watch. We'll show you in a second. In the meantime, check the show notes below the video for the direct link to the Banggood page where you can pick your watch and pick it up at a discounted price. And by pick your watch, I mean here are all the different varieties that they produced this World Cup edition of the LF22 in. And inside the LF22, you've got quite a watch. It really is pretty phenomenal. It's a 1.3-inch TFT screen, 240 by 240. With Bluetooth 4.0 and a full 460 milliamp hour battery, which is going to give you a long life for all the things you want to do. And it'll do a lot of things. Look at all the different features in here. Complete IP67 waterproof. You can swim with it, bathe with it, not in hot water though, and all of that good stuff. Okay, so let's see what else comes in the box. In the LEMFO box itself, when we dig in here, we see, wow, we've got another set of straps, plain black. So you can get your country of choice. This is Brazil right here. And you can also, yes, they're replaceable, easily replaceable. You can pop out and pop on new bands. Interesting. Huh. Now, this is really wild. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this. And I'm seeing these bands with this quick disconnect, and I'm seeing these bands that are stitched over. I don't know how you do it. Wow. Well, you got yourself an extra set of bands. I guess, yeah, the little thing is in there. You go in and pry it and pop it out, and then you can pop the other band back in right there. But it looks, doesn't it look like it just goes around the solid beam? Really good design. Cool. Okay, what else? The charging dock, and it appears I was going to say a standard one, but no, it's a custom one. Instead of having the four ports with the magnet that you see in all of them, this has got a curvy kind of a thing. Whoa, and it goes on like that. Wow. Well, you don't want to lose your charging dock wire, definitely. Looks like it's unique. In a little while, I'll grab one of the standard magnetic couplers, and we'll see if it'll actually work on here as well. But good and solid. That's going to hold the watch without any trouble at all. You can see it's waterproofing, but look at this nice design. Curved edges. Loud speaker over on the side, heart rate monitor, microphone right there it looks like. Yeah, one button. That's all you've got. And a nice bezel. We can take that off. Nice bezel with the numbers all the way around the edges in 5, 10, 15, 20 increments. It looks like screws holding the face bezel on. There is a protector, a screen protector already on it, and it's bubble-free. Sometimes you'll see a little bubble in there. Oftentimes I peel those off and just work straight with the glass, but this one looks really nice, so I'm just going to leave it. And we've got a card in Chinese and a quick user guide. Well, that is really quick, isn't it? Okay, you got that? You got that? Okay, good. And then a manual in Chinese and English. Let's walk through this. Wow, it's nicely done. Got a table of contents, not just thrown together in the last minute. The overall quick guide, talking about charging it, getting it ready. Always a good idea, you know, to fully charge your watch when you get it before you do anything with it. Even if it was shipped with a full charge, It's probably dissipated a little bit, and you might need to top it off. And of course, if it's fully discharged, you're definitely going to want to charge it up before you begin. Okay, more information. Somebody sat down with a outline program, it looks like, and created paragraphs and subparagraphs to give you the text. No pictures in this manual, but a lot of information. Good you're seeing this, because no doubt I'm going to skip around on some of this and probably not cover everything this watch can do. It's a very extensive watch. So come back and check the manual if there's anything that I missed. All right, that's that. This is this. And like I said, I'm going to charge it up and we'll turn it on. Look at the Brazil version of the LF22. Nice watch. Folks, this is the loudest watch ever. Check this out as it boots up. LEMFO LF22. That's hot, man. That is really loud. And before I run through this, I'm going to set you up a little bit. I want you to watch this little 1-minute clip I did of a different watch earlier. What would you like in a sports watch? Do you want one button? Do you want a camera? Do you want a variety of opportunities in your watch to change the sound, the brightness, Bluetooth, tethering? Would you like to have a compass that shows you accurately your location on Earth? A stopwatch? Barometric pressure, heart rate, sleep time, steps, and more? Would you like history on all of that? Would you like to have the ability to monitor your walking, cycling, and running with history on any of those, along with a whole app drawer full of goodies from messaging and calling to camera, video recording, alarms, calculators, and more? Well, then you are going to want the 1015 F1. You're looking at it. Check out our full review. Okay, now I want you to tell me whether or not this looks the same or different, with all of these different faces on here, with the compass that uses the calibration that gives you the super snappy, accurate direction. Remember, I sit in the north, with this and that, and of course when you're all set up, you get your barometric pressure, your heart rate, your step count, back to the watch faces, which when you touch them lets you cycle through the different ones that are installed. It has a couple of standard ones, and then it's got the special country one that matches the World Cup band for the watch that you ordered. And when you go over here, yeah, we've got all of these different sports. With that takes you into here. Looks really, really similar, doesn't it? Well, that's because it probably is. Okay. Where do you want to go? You want to go through these things individually? I think you can pretty much summarize it by watching the full review of the 1015 F1, and that'll give you as much coverage as you need. This is just kind of, and there's your Bluetooth connection where you'd have your notifications that would show up. Yeah, it's a basic high-end sports fitness watch with GPS already built into it, that you can do with the different functions. Over here in the sports, if you take something that's moving, like walking, cycling, or outdoor running, you get a countdown for it, and says go, and it flashes to acquire GPS, and once it does, you've got all of the information that it provides. Each of these is slightly different. We've got heart rate and calories, mileage, and height being your change in altitude, and then your average pace, which is interesting for cycling, how you get a pace out of that. But nonetheless, there it is. Here's where your track would show up on the screen. And here's where you can finish it. This cancels out of the finish, and that selects finishing it. If you do indoor, something like this, you're going to be able to get your step information from the pedometer because you see the GPS is not flashing, it's not lighting up. By the way, the screen is seriously bright. It's washing out the yellow part there. See, it's really supposed to be yellow, but the camera is being bloomed by this brightness of the screen, which makes it viewable outdoors. Not still in direct sun, it's not transflective, but it is very bright. So you're going to have good visibility outdoors with this. And we can finish that one. And indoor, outdoor, climbing should give us altitude. Football is again going to just kind of give us calories burned. Cross country, does that use GPS? Yeah, it says open GPS services for it. Okay. So cross country is going to give you your track information from GPS. It's flashing because we're indoors. Once you hook up outdoors, it locks in pretty quickly. Again, height, mileage, and calories burned. Here you've got speed now and heart rate. So little change in what you see. When you look at the product literature page and you scroll through, you'll see each of these pages of information that go along with each of the sports. So you can get an idea of what kind of data is going to be presented to you. And at the very bottom, you've got your history for whatever activities you've done, and it'll accumulate that information for you there. And then finally, your sports settings. And this is where it gets fun. You can go metric or imperial. You have alarms that you can have per mile or per kilometer. You see them shifting alarms. And you can have a pace reminder that will happen as well. Those are alarms that you can turn on. You heard how loud the watch is, so you know you'll be able to tell what's happening. And when you press and hold, it turns it off. So, are you still wondering about that standard charging connector? You know, the one? I can't talk over this. Wow. Nice and loud. And you know, this does phone calls. It's a full tethering watch too, right? You've got the phone dialer, all that stuff. Which you'll see when you look at the F1 review. That's all in there. Anyway, the standard 4-pin charging connector with the magnetic hookup doesn't work. Ha ha ha! Gotcha. Doesn't work that way. Snaps right on there this way. And I tried it. I plugged it in, and it fully charges. Perfect. So you have two different ways of connecting. You've got the funny little docking thing that came. Or you can use this from one of your other watches. Of course you have other watches, right? Or you can order this one from just about anybody because they're all the same standard cable connector. Very good news. All right. Oh, what do we want? Opening the GPS service. No, not this time. Oh, we're in a session. Okay, we're back to the watch faces once again. We can switch back to our Brazil watch face. Now, by way of summary, this one, this LF22 is like the F1 in all of its capacity, with the exception there's no camera. The other one has a camera up here and a button down at the bottom. If you don't need a camera on your watch, this is a good way to go, especially if you like all the extra sporting activities. The other one, the F1 only had like 3. Here you've got quite a few more options, including cross-country, that you can work with in terms of sports. So if you're more inclined for sports, if you're a World Cup fan, if you want a really good sports watch that you don't need to worry about dealing with a camera on it, then this is probably the one that you're looking for. So there we go. This is the LEMFO LF22 from Banggood. It's available now in all of the different sporting modes and views that we saw at the World Cup. Kind of just coming out, so I don't know. They sort of missed the wave of letting you wear your watch to the World Cup unless you somehow got one ahead of time. But they're on the market now, and if you want to support your favorite team by wearing their colors and watch face, you certainly can pick them up. They've got a few of them right here. You can always contact them to see if they have your country if it's not listed. And we will be back with more goodies soon. So be sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll see you in a little while.